Meanwhile, in Syracuse, New York, at the Greyhound Motel in Angela and Sean's room, Angela's lying in bed reading the book. To her iPhone rings, and as she closed the book, and got up and went, and got her iPhone, and saw that it's her brother, and answered it. Ryan, how the hell did you manage to get this number? Clearly, you forgot who our parents really are. Don't call back again. In fact, I'm blocking this. Look, can you just hear me out? If not, I'll find you again, and you know I will. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in Erin's office, Carly's sitting at Erin's desk, drinking her milkshake. And as Taya came in and saw what Carly's doing, and as she closed the door and faced her daughter. Enjoying yourself, I see? Don't you have work or patients to tend to instead of pestering me? Tell me, and as Taya came to where Carly is, what's your end game with Will? Will and I are officially back together again. What? You heard me correctly. And this time, I'm not gonna let anything or anyone else stuff it up. Meanwhile, in the dining area, Will's finished giving change to the customer, which she got. Have a good day. And as the person got the tray and walk away, and Lindsay is next, and Will saw his sister. Lindsay, I thought you, yeah, I had a patient I went to see through. You look happy. Care to tell me why? What makes you think I'm happy? Don't be daft, Will. I know you quite well, and I know that look, so tell me, who is she? Meanwhile, in Kristen's room, Kristen gathered the rest of her stuff and turned and head out, just as Joanna and Jennifer arrived at the door. Please tell me you didn't. We'll deal with that in a moment. Why don't we go back in? And as Kristen went and set her stuff in the bed with her sitting down, just as Joanna and Jennifer came to where Kristen is. What's going on? What's going on? Your brother Scott was attacked last night in our house. Meanwhile, in the waiting room, Chris is pacing back and forth till Jeff and Tyler came with 3 cups of coffee, and as Jeff went and gave his dad one, which he got. Any word on his condition? Last I heard, he's still in surgery, which really, Dad, no need to get worked up. Our brother's a strong person. He didn't deserve this in any way. I know. I just cannot believe this is happening. Not to worry, Dad. Scott will pull through. Whoever did this will pay in the end. Meanwhile, at the Applegate apartment in Justin's apartment, Justin came back to the front, having put a new shirt on. And as he went and got his keys along with his iPhone, which he put in his pocket, and head to the door. And arrived and got it, and saw Claire standing at the door. Going somewhere? Good idea. Might I have a suggestion? Oh wait, I do. Why don't we head to the station together, you and I? What's this about, Claire? You know exactly what this is about, so don't even for 1 second be daft. I'm gonna give you 2 options. Yeah, and what's that? You either come with me freely to the station, or I'm arresting you for the suspicion of Scott Graham's attack. Meanwhile, in Syracuse, New York, at the Greyhound Motel in Angela and Sean's room, Angela's talking to Ryan on her iPhone. Fine. You have exactly 10 minutes to split your claim and make it useful. And second, brother, If I even suspect for 1 minute that this call's being traced, we're done. Come on, little sister. I wasn't born last night, and also, I wouldn't do that to you at all. I'm at my house. Let's just get to the point to why you're calling me here. I'm just worried about you. Are you though? Of course I am. I just didn't realize my own sister would do a runner if she was really innocent of what she'd done. You don't know half of the story of what you're talking. Actually, I do. No, you don't get it. I don't want our sister raising my daughter, and I'll be damned to let it happen. You really think you want to spend the rest of your life on the run, looking back? What's going on? And as Angela turned and saw Sean, who came in. Meanwhile, back in Los Angeles at the Los Angeles International Hospital in Aaron's office, Carly and Taya are talking. You seem sure and confident of yourself. Don't get too cocky. You and Will just got back together for a minute. That doesn't mean I love him, Mom, more than anything in this entire world. He stood up with me, defended me when no one did. Honestly, he was the kind of man I needed. Yeah, that was back in 2008. This is 2000. I'm aware of what year this is. Look, Carly, I am trying my best to support you, and I really am. Then why don't you be happy that I'm with the man I really love? Okay, after you answer me one more question. Why do I get the distinct feeling I'm gonna regret what it is? You remember my best mate's wedding to Bradley? Yeah, what about it? You knew exactly the events that happened there. More importantly, did you know that Jennifer and Will were gonna break up and the outcome from it? Meanwhile, in the dining room area, Lindsay and Will are talking. You and Carly again? Interesting. Look, before you get all judgmental about Carly and all nonsense, Will, all I ever want is to see my little brother happy, and I am. Carly's the best thing that's ever happened to me, given to what's happened. Okay, look, I want everything to work out between the two of you, and if it's a second chance, then I'm right behind you, brother. Thank you. Having your support means a lot to me. No problem. Anyways, I better get back to my patient. Just be careful. And as Lindsay turned and went, I left the dining room. Meanwhile, in Kristen's room, Joanna, Jennifer, and Kristen are talking. Really, you two? Is this some sort of wind-up in attempt for me to leave Nate to have our brother in this? I cannot believe how low you and Mom wouldn't lie about this. He's in the emergency room as we speak. And you two don't seem to think it's a random coincidence that he's here and all. No, we don't. Clearly, all this is festered because of your relationship with Nate. So let me get this straight. Based on what I'm hearing, I'm supposed to just end my relationship with the only man your brother is in critical condition as we speak. They don't think he's gonna survive at all, but I'm telling you this. Nate, Justin, or who if Nate was with me for hours last night. She could be right, Mom. And with their brother Thomas in New Orleans, that just leaves Justin alone. Meanwhile, in the waiting area, Chris, Jeff, and Tyler are talking. We all know who's behind us, and he's gonna be a dead man when I'm done with him. You really think Nate's that desperate that he attacked Scott? What about Justin? Wait, what? Of course. The lot of them stick together no matter what. What about your wife? You really think she was a nut? I don't want to talk about that right now. Let's get back to Justin. You think he wanted to send a message to our family? Well, I'm gonna send him one my damn self. Hold on. Let's just see how Scott's faring. Are you kidding me, Dad? He tried to kill my brother, and there's no way I'm letting him get away with it. I agree, Jeff. I'll kill the bastard myself if I see him. Meanwhile, at the LAPD in one of the interview rooms, Claire and Justin came in. with Claire closing the door. Have a seat, and as Justin went and sat down at one of the table while Claire went and sat across him. This won't take long. I agree, because you're wasting your time here. I don't think I am. Not at all. Let's just get this done with. That way I can do other things, and I already know what you're about to ask. Then you should have a good alibi to where you were last night. As a matter of fact, I do. I was with my wife last night. Okay, all we gotta do is get her confirmation. Then you're free to go. I'm not talking about Maria. Then by all means, tell me, who exactly were you with? I think you know this person very well. Her name is Sarah Hudson. Meanwhile, in Syracuse, New York, at the Greyhound Hotel, Angela's surprised by Sean's arrival while she's on her iPhone talking to her brother Ryan. Look, I'm not interested in whatever you're trying to sell, so please don't call back again. Look, you're my sister, and I want you to be careful. I am. Please don't call back. And as Angela hung up, just as Sean came to where Angela is. Telemarketers. They always scam, trying to get you to buy things, saying that you want a cruise, when in fact they just want your credit card number. You really think I'm buying that? I wasn't born last night, so tell me, who exactly was that on that phone? You questioning me right now? Really? You don't think to trust me after everything we went through? Look, if we're gonna make this work, we have to start trusting each other. So, why don't you try again? I don't believe this. You're still— oh, cut the drama already. This is me, who's known you for a long time. Yeah, seems you have. The thing is, we've been compromised. What? You heard me. Call Ronnie and tell him to come back as soon as possible. We need to get out of here before whoever was on that phone with me will find us here. And if that's the case, all of us is gonna be sent down. And there's no way I'm gonna lose my daughter to my sister. Meanwhile, back in Los Angeles at the Los Angeles International Hospital in Aaron's office, Carly and Taya are talking. Why does it matter at this point? I've already told you yes, and I get that, but you're not answering the question, which make me believe there's more. All right. I had a chat with Kristen, who told me all about the affair with Nate to protect Michael, and the fact that he is Michelle and David's son. Wow. I thought I'd waste you more. Let me finish. Kristen and I had a little chat about what happened, and I told her to tell Jennifer, but Jennifer was not to tell anyone about what Kristen was going through, even though they were sisters. Yes, because it would destroy everything as they know, which in the end happened. Pretty clever move if you ask me. Now, getting back to the task at hand, like answering my question, which I asked you seconds ago. All right, yes. That is the reason to why Jennifer didn't tell Will, because I advised Kristen to tell her not to. You had no right interfering in matters that don't concern you. Mom, I didn't want this to play out the way it did, but you seemed glad by the outcome of it. Breaking up a marriage just so you can have him. I love Will, and I don't regret for 1 second the events that's taken place. Taya, you needed in surgery. And as Carly turned and saw Will at the door, and as she turned and faced her mom, you little cow. I believe you two have words to say to each other. Excuse me. And as Taya went and left Aaron's office with Will closing the door, and as he came to where Carly is, just as she faced him, how much of that did you hear? Exactly everything I need to know about the person standing before me. Meanwhile, in Kristen's room, Joanna, Jennifer, and Kristen are talking. Why on earth would Justin attack Scott? Is it because of me? This feud vendetta has to end before someone we know gets killed. Mom, that is not gonna happen. You damn right it's not gonna happen. Really, Mom? You sound like as if you're gonna do something about it. You know what? It's really not my choice. Or your father's for the matter. It's yours. Like it or not, your relationship with Nate is putting all of us at risk. What do you want me to do, Mom? I love this man with everything inside me, and there's no way I'm gonna lose him. I feel bad about our brother, and believe me, I do. I know he's in there probably fighting for his life. That's the thing, Kristen. You don't know. He was bashed in the head. He could have been killed instantly because of your obsession with Nate Collins. But let me tell you something. If anything happens to your brother, it's all gonna be on you. Meanwhile, in the waiting area, Chris, Jeff, and Tyler are talking. Look, you two kicking off isn't exactly helping your brother at all. Really, Dad? Because a few seconds ago, you were feeling the same way we were. So don't hot and cold us. I know. I just don't know what to do with your brother in the hospital fighting for his life. Dad, just put yourself in our situation. What if that's, I get it. Truthfully, your mom and I blame ourselves for this. But while we're at it, none of this wouldn't happen, yeah, we know. Kristen is so stubborn when it comes to being with people like Nate Collins. His family does nothing but torture us. And I'm talking about his parents. And the kids are no different. I know what you mean. Your mother and I sent you to boarding school to protect you from all this until you grow up. We didn't realize this vendetta hey, don't you dare blame yourself in any way, Dad. You tried your best and you're not at fault. Excuse me, I have a person that I'm going to make certain they never harm anyone ever again. And it's Jeff turn and walk away. Jeff! Damn it. Not to worry, Dad. Justice will be served in the end. And how exactly how that's gonna happen, Tyler? Jeff is probably going to where Justin is and probably gonna give him a pounding, which is gonna get him sent down once again. This family has been through enough. Look, I'm sorry. I get it, Dad. We're all on edge because of this, but not to worry. I have a feeling in a matter of time, Kristen is gonna see the real light to what's been going on. Meanwhile, at the LAPD in one of the interview rooms, Claire and Justin are talking. Sarah Hudson? Yeah, there wasn't an echo in this room. I did say her name. That can't be. Could it be the same Sarah we've been looking for months? I'm not saying nothing without my lawyer. Why do you need a lawyer, Justin? This is just an interview. You're not even formally charged. We just need to talk to this Sarah. And you really expect me to buy to that? Look, Justin, my husband and I have been doing this detective work for it seems to be years. I don't give a damn. I think you do. Otherwise, you wouldn't get all worked up. And having a lawyer here? Well, and as Dollar came in, I think that's one of the smartest things my client has said. And as Claire saw her, I can take it from here, Justin. And as Dollar came and stand by Justin. Look, Darla, this isn't officially an interview. Then what exactly is this? Because it looked like an interview to me. All I'm saying is, there is no reason for you to be here. Wrong! Because there is. Unless my client is charged, you have no grounds to keep him here any longer. So, I suggest you release him and fast. If not, I will be suing this department for everything it's worth. And by the time I'm done, the lot of you will be without work. In the end, the choice is up to you. So, what's it gonna be, Claire Dawson?